my gosh. Rob Zombie's directing the new Munsters movie? I am so pissed.
Torches! Get your torches! Pitchforks! Can't be an angry mob without pitchforks!
Okay. Everybody just calm down. Robert Cummings, aka Rob Zombie, is a well-known rock musician, and he has a huge love for horror movies, and he's also a self-proclaimed mega fan of the series. That should be a win-win. I know you guys are judging from his past movies and comparing, oh man, is this gonna be like a gross rated R backwoods Munsters? No. He loves the Munsters and he's trying to stick to what he knows. In fact, he went out of his way to recreate the opening that we know and love of the Munsters intro. But is that good enough? Are we on board yet? Obviously not. Hi, I'm Billy D, and today I'm playing Devil's Advocate. We are gonna go through the whole retrospective of the Munsters, and do we really deserve to be that mad? I mean, everything up to now was great Munster property, right? There was no reason to just look at the original and hope that we're getting the same thing as the original, right? Right? Alright, this is the one everybody's gatekeeping. This is the one everybody knows. I'm not going to go way too in depth with this one just because it's the Munsters. If you guys clicked on this and you haven't seen it, go watch it. This is the one that everybody loves. This is the Leave It to Beaver sitcom style that it was weird at the time. You're getting this weird family trying to feel like they're everybody else, and the black sheep is Beverly Owen as Marilyn. Later on becomes Pat Priest. That's a cursed character, by the way. We're going to talk about that more and more as the retrospective goes on, but it's a fun series. You have some great times with these great characters, teaching about equality and how everybody should be treated the same. Some of the greatest issues of today can be compared to episodes back then. By the way, I'm doing myself a disservice if I don't talk about Fred Gwynne, Yvonne DiCarlo, and Al Lewis. They are all perfect in their roles. Seriously, I would love to see more of them on screen. I know a lot of fans would, but they bring their A game on almost every episode they're in. Totally believable in what they are. Grandpa and Herman being great buds and sidekicks, while Yvonne DiCarlo is a great Lily Munster, and she brings the love, brings the passion. She is the glue that keeps the family together. Honestly, go back, do yourself a service, and watch the Munsters. Later on, the show hits a rough patch, the ratings start to dip, and they try to do things like the Universal Backlot did tours where they would stop production to hang out with fans to boost viewership. And then also they did a Saturday morning cartoon. But did it go anywhere? What was it? Was it because Batman's in color? Should it be in color?
Oh, hi there. I'm Herman Munster. Don't I look frightfully handsome in Technicolor?
Alright, yeah, they did it. They're in color. With their first movie, they brought back everybody but Marilyn, and honestly, Pat Priest was upset that she didn't come back. They were filming the show as they were trying to do this project, which I don't understand why. Pat Priest did great. No reason to recast her. On top of that, this movie thing, whatever you want to call it, is just okay. Oh, by the way, Rob Zombie did the commentary for it, so go watch that. Grandpa gets into his usual shenanigans. Herman basically is now Lord Munster, and they have to go to England while his other relatives are trying to get him kicked out, and chaos ensues. This is just a good repeat of jokes that you already seen before. Honestly, Marilyn, you get to see her go through a love interest thing, and this is the cycle that I hate. I hate Marilyn's love connections. They need to do more with that character. It's kind of like Meg being the butt of the joke in Family Guy. It gets sour and stale, and there's only a very rare occasion that I'm like, oh man, it works here. By the way, I'm going to do these experiments. Is it the stigma of, oh, Rob Zombie's doing it in color? We don't like it in color. So every single Munsters property, especially here on out, I'm going to cut to black and white just to test and say, hey, maybe it does look better this way, or maybe it doesn't. I just don't want to put the sole blame on looks. It has to be more. It has to be substance. Oh no, are we already here? The Munsters Revenge? It's actually pretty good. I really liked it. Going back and rewatching this, I was kind of dreading it, but at the end of the day, it was pretty fun. Kind of had like a Scooby-Doo vibe. We're in the 80s now, by the way. Last thing you see Fred Gwynn as Herman Munster. I wish it was on a higher note, but guess what? It's fine. It does its job. Carries the charm of the Munsters quite well. The only thing that was kind of terrible, if you ask me, they have this Phantom of the Opera character. It's bogus. It's terrible. I skipped that. Dry, nasty. Anyways, these animatronics come alive from a museum. They go off and do terrible things. Like one of my favorite scenes is Grandpa Munster. His animatronic watches this couple kiss. They're like getting it on, and then he's just staring, and they freak out. They leave their car, and Grandpa Munster steals it. It's hilarious. The police get IDs of who it could be. Of course, they're going to go after the Munsters. Herman and Grandpa, to be exact. Well, they have to go clear their name, break out of jail. Chaos ensues. They dress up as women. Basically, imagine Naked Gun with the Munsters. It's amazing. Go and rewatch this. It's not as bad as everybody remembers it. The only thing I wish was better was the ending. And a complaint that I usually gripe about is Marilyn's boyfriend. He at least has something to do in this movie. And no issues here. He was actually pretty good. Marilyn's decent. Not my favorite Marilyn. But hey, you have an overall good time with this. The family moments at home, and knowing that this is the last time you're going to see at least the trio on screen all together at once, it breaks my heart. And I know we're going to talk about how they all get back together in the movie down the line, but this is it. Please go back, rewatch it, especially if you enjoyed everything up to now. I love it. Just skip the scenes. The Phantom of the Opera is, dreadful. Dreadful. Oh, and also Scooby-Doo. I love Scooby-Doo. This is a Scooby-Doo movie with the Munster skin. Go for it.
We're the Munsters. We're the Munsters. Oh, yeah.
Munsters reboot. Okay. You know what? I'm going to save you guys some time. I haven't seen it yet. And honestly, I'm going to pay the money to... You got to pay money to see this dumb bullcrap? You did research. Tell them to research. Tell them everything you saw about this. And this is bullcrap. Don't pay money to see this. I'm craving Munsters content, Nilky, I need to see more Munsters. And guess what? I'm going to have a good time with this. You know why? Because I have an open mind. After seeing the bullcrap that's down the line, and it traumatized me, the Munsters today looks like a breath of fresh air. Let's be honest. In 72 episodes, slightly more than the original series, I believe, there's something there. It went on for a few seasons. People probably liked it back then. The reviews now are more or less like, it's not Herman, it's not what we got with Fred Gwynn. Like, the guy who is playing Grandpa is trying to channel Al Lewis. It's whatever. I want to see this. You know what? Like, share, and subscribe. Comment below what you guys are thinking about this so far, because I don't do retrospectives. This is the first time. And you know what? I want to do this right. So the Munsters today I'm buying, I'm going to give you guys what I truly think about this series. But as of now, this is just a placeholder, and I'm sorry. Please do comment, like, and share, and subscribe. Tell me what more ideas you want me to do. I'm going to do more horror stuff, and this is a good jumping off point for me for the Munsters franchise. It's not that high valued of a series, and I want to grow. I want to get comfortable in talking to a microphone and do the bigger things like Star Wars and Avengers and all that. But the Munsters kind of hit home for me, and this is what I want to do. So I hope you guys enjoy it so far. Let's go on to the next one. Alright, we're at Here Come the Munsters, and honestly, I would say this movie is totally underrated. Every gripe, complaint that you get from it is really, really bitter, kind of like what we're seeing now, and I don't know why, because the guy who played Herman, Edward Herman, as Herman Munster, kind of cool, He's giving it his all. I'm having a great time with him on screen. He's the only one that kind of has that charm, that gravitas. The other cast kind of brings it. This is probably one of my favorite Marilyns with Christine Taylor. Robert Morse as Grandpa is okay. Veronica Hamill as Lily Munster is okay. There's stuff that's missing from this, is what I'm trying to say. And if I'm being all honest, this is just the best of the Munsters. If this is going to be a reboot, I'd much rather capture everything that I liked about the original and try to expand on it, even with the cast I have. So you get a scene that kind of remembers Revenge of the Munsters, where they go to jail. You got the townspeople coming together trying to hate on the Munsters, but then they find out their congressman is actually Mr. Hyde. There's a lot of good aspects of it. And Eddie, you actually get to see Eddie go full werewolf in this. That's pretty cool. But of course, the top of the top is when the old cast, the original Munsters, excluding Fred Gwynn, comes back and has a scene with the new Herman Munster, and it's kind of a passing of the torch. It gets me excited, especially knowing that this is the start of the new Munsters. And what's to come and what's more, I'm excited. I'm over the moon. I want more Munsters, and this is the cast that will do it.
Your order, please.
You from Connecticut?
Part of me might be.
Road trip. Who's in? No, not you, Seamus. Ah, poo.
Okay, I can't skip this. I'm sorry, but Scary Little Munsters Christmas. Okay, let's begin with the positives. The theme, beautiful. I love the guitar. I love everything about it. And honestly, what you guys are scared of that Rob Zombie's gonna do, it's already been done and it's in this movie. I said I was going to start off with goods, but I really want to go to the bads. Alright, the goods. The neighbor. The neighbor's kind of threatening and kind of funny, and yeah. Eddie. Oh, there we go. Let's talk about Eddie. This is probably one of the best Eddie performances ever. Eddie misses a Transylvania Christmas, and the only way he can get that is through Santa. Grandpa transfers Santa, and now Santa's at the Munsters 3 days before Christmas. They're at a panic. Oh, by the way, they bring in these two little horny elves. We'll get to that in a second. But basically, there's a great scene of Eddie and Santa having a one-on-one, and Eddie's like, "But you're Santa Claus." And Santa Claus is like, "But you're Eddie Munster, the one and only." And it's beautiful. It's something to look forward to in this movie. If you're ever going to see this, I kind of have a soft spot for it because I like Christmas and horror. This is probably the last thing I'll watch, though, if Christmas time does come around, because it's awful. We got a downgrade of the cast before. I know. I said, oh, I can't wait to see what's to come with this cast. No, they completely got rid of the old cast. Not the old cast, but this new old cast. Whatever. Either way, Herman is different, and he's more cartoonish. It's alright. Everything just got a huge downgrade. And Grandpa Munster, he's so scary. He's scary to look at. And, nasty. I just hate it all. And what saves Christmas in this movie was this slutty bar patron going up to these two little elves saying, "You know, I found you attractive, but you're going to destroy Christmas and I'm going away." And it's like, what? Really? Oh, I almost completely forgot. They turned Santa Claus into a fruitcake. They gave it away to that weird neighbor that I gave good compliments about. And, like, she has the best scene, trying to drown Santa Claus fruitcake. And seriously, they're trying to kill Santa Claus. So good. I like that scene. But it doesn't save the rest of the movie. Go ahead. You can skip this one. Unless if it's that time of season and you already watched Die Hard 100 times and Christmas Vacation 1,000 times, and there's seriously tons of better movies to watch. You don't have to watch this one. And then we have Sons of Anarchy going and helping create toys, and then they become the reindeer. It's It's a weird, messed up movie, ending on a weird, messed up song. It's not the best of the Munsters, but okay, it's definitely one of the worst. It's the worst of the worst. There's no way that it can get any worse from here. Oh no. What's going on? That's not Eddie. That's not Herman. Marilyn's okay, but is this CW? Is this the CW Munsters? I don't get it. Like, Grandpa actually has a few good scenes, but other than that, like, this is terrible. Are they trying to capitalize off CW shows or American Horror Story? It's weird. The CGI is a mess. Not to mention when Grandpa shows up and Lily, they're both butt naked. Like, why? They're father and daughter. Not to mention Marilyn's the one that has to cover Grandpa. That's kind of disgusting. The only thing that I would say is great is the special effects in this film. And then toward the very end, you actually get to see the dragon in full glory. Yeah, I'm glad that this got canceled. This is hard. This is tough. No charm whatsoever. What was this? Who was this made for? So in conclusion, did we learn anything? Are you guys even more excited for the Rob Zombie movie now? Especially if we talked about the last two movies over and over again. Try watching them and then being reminded of them as you're making this. It's rough. I want good Munster content, and I want Munster content now. It could have been way worse. The Marlon Bros got the rights to it. They were going to do something with it. They lost it. Seth Meyers got something to it, and in fact voiced his views about it, and it was basically the Munsters versus hipsters, and it's gross. Who wants to watch the Munsters versus the hipsters? But now we get Rob Zombie gracing our screens yet again, but we're angry. He commented on the budget. He was black and white throughout the whole thing. He was showing you guys everything that he was doing for this. The only thing I wish it was black and white about was the movie. I mean, look at the test. I don't know. It seems more natural for the Munsters to be in black and white. Now in full color, it looks kind of cheap. There's no excuse for it, especially all the products before. It's just weird. But I'm Billy D. I'm the top fan of Rob Zombie's Facebook page, so I know what I'm talking about. No, you guys don't have to listen to me. You guys can form your own opinion. I'm just asking you guys, don't be the angry mob and give it a chance. Rob Zombie's really good with his effects and visuals, even on low budgets. And he's very, very good at showing you what happens behind the scenes. His commentaries are great. I am a Rob Zombie fan. And I don't know if this is going to change you for the Munsters, that he's going to be aboard on this. And I don't know if you'll become a fan after this comes out, but just give it a chance. That's all I'm asking. That's what the Munsters were all about, especially in the 60s. Equality and giving people chances. So, September can't come soon enough. I'm going to do a review of this when it comes out. I just want you guys to be happy, healthy, and be like the Munsters. They sometimes need to be the people you look up to. Not the Cardi B's, not the whatever is the new hip happening trend. We need some levity, and this is it. I hope you guys enjoy your time. Sorry if this isn't a good retrospective. This is my first retrospective. I went off a list, script of everything I wanted to hit on, and a lot of it didn't make it in here, and it's because I had to change mics, I had to change editing formats. This has been a complete and utter nightmare, and it sucked, but I'm learning. We're going to move this all on a computer format. I'm mixing computer, phone, switching everything out. It's seriously a monster and a mess. And the main reason why is because I didn't want to pay $20 a month for Premiere Pro. And I learned my lesson. I don't think that this will blow up. If it does, great. Please comment. What's your favorite Munsters? Anything down below. Let's create a group. Let's create a chat. And I'll get back with you with the Munsters today, and I'll get back with you with the new Munster movie coming out soon. All right. See you guys.